Hi everyone, I'm Raphael, and this is a part of Team Singapore's video series for younger debaters. Today I'll be discussing how to approach a common type of motion, the This House Would Ban X motion. While these motions vary in complexity, from This House Would Ban zoos to This House Would Ban political parties, there are some universally applicable frameworks that can help you break down the demands of each This House Would Ban motion. This House Would Ban X motions are often concise and can look deceptively simple. However, many teams often face difficulty with these motions because they forget that the motion imposes numerous burdens on the proposition team. There are three main burdens that proposition must prove in the This House Would Ban X motion. First, that X is so harmful it warrants a ban. Second, that banning X actually mitigates this harm. And third, that there are no better alternatives that can similarly mitigate this harm. Some teams, when proposing such motions, choose to run a solely negative case, focusing entirely on the immense harms of what they seek to ban. In this manner, they neglect to prove why their policy of a ban exclusively solves the problem to a degree that cannot be achieved by any of opposition's counter-policies. Instead, a more strategic proposition case should buffer against alternative policies that opposition is likely to employ, placing pressure on first opposition to defend the viability of their comparative. When opposing a This House Would Ban X motion, opposition usually has two approaches. They can either prove that X is actually beneficial, or they can prove that banning X would not stop the harms of X and in fact lead to worse outcomes. In some instances, one approach is significantly easier than the other. For example, when opposing the motion, This House would ban footballers who commit racist actions for life, it is much harder to defend racist actions than to prove that a lifetime ban would lead to an intensification of racism. Opposition teams should carefully consider which claims are easier to prove to avoid placing an unnecessarily high burden on themselves. I hope these guiding principles will be helpful when you encounter your next This House Would Ban motion, and I'm sure that with experience and practice, these motions will become much easier to debate. Thank you.